everybody, welcome to Highlight Crafts, and this is the launch of our fabulous new Flower of the Month collection, Morning Glory. So we have got, as always, 3 dies with each collection. You are going to get your larger die, which is this one with its matte layer. You are going to get the smaller of its friend with the matte layer, and I'll show you the boards in a second. And you're also going to get that Build a Bouquet, which is on the Swift plate system. So there is your larger one. I just love this. I love the colourways in this, and there are additional colours available. That is your smaller of them, okay? And then finally, that is your Build a Bouquet. And all I've done here is I've used one of everything that's here and put it all together, okay? Now, this is such, and it's really easy collection to work with. Now, here's a couple of the samples I just want to quickly share with you, because these really are, look what you can be doing if you've got these at home. Isn't that just beautiful? Stunning. And then in conjunction with a little bit of tatter lace that's happening here as well, and our lift and locks as well, aren't they just fabulous? And then here, I like this because that is actually one of the Christmas baubles that has been used as an actual sentiment plaque, which is really clever. Love this. And then another one, let me quickly show you. Again, everybody's loving our lift and lock system, I must admit, and it does give it that impactful wow, doesn't it? Especially when it's on double-sided cardstock. But look at what you can be making with that whole collection. So we've got the large, the small, and then some of the Build a Bouquet happening in there as well. Fabulous. So those are the dies that you're receiving, or you've already got at home. Show us what you're actually making. Remember, you know, we do actually like to see what's going off and what you're actually creating. I just want to quickly flick through the actual colourways that you're getting as well. So you're getting white, okay, you're getting that lovely blue, you're getting this lovely almost like an orange come red burnt colour. You're getting a beautiful purple lilac. And again, you've got the deeper colour tones in here as well. You're getting a more softer pink. You're getting a lovely gold and yellow. The blue. And like a lilac purple pink, purpley pink colour. And then you do get that darker blue as well. So there's quite a few colours there that if you want the additional colours, they're available for you on our website. Now, in addition to this, you will have already got your SVGs as well. Now, with your SVGs, the versatility that you can create your and resize your reflections just makes it so versatile. And I love that you can make things like that. Also, because you've got the scan and cut, making your card blanks and things makes it very, very easy to put your projects together. Now, you will have received your 3 different sizes. As always, you will have got your reverse reflections with this, and then also you would have got your Build a Bouquet or any additional decoupage layers if they've broken that down for you as well. So again, just love this colourway, and then you will get the extra colourways on there. But shall we go across to the PC and have a little look? Oh, the Minecraft Studio. So now we are on our page. I'm going to just reduce this down a little bit because I like a little bit more, so it's a bit easier to work around just with that slider down here. Then it gives me a little bit more desk to actually put everything onto. So as usual, you're going to get your scene building elements. Now, these scene building elements, you can see all the fabulous colorways that we're working with here. 2, 4, so you've got 8 different colorways. So if I just scroll down, you've got the individual buds, you've got all the elements from the Build a Bouquet, and then you have got the large full scale elements as well. In addition to that, you will get the reflections that I've just shown you. And again, you get all the different colorways. You do also get the digital stamps, which I just love these because they're so easy to work with. And also to have them, if you like colouring in, this is just a phenomenal one for you to be able to print these out. And of course, maybe using it with your foiling pen or your pyrography tool that some of you have now, well, an awful lot of you have now got. And then we give you the 8 beautiful textures. So I'm going to bring on one of these so I can show you. It's almost a bit like weathered leather or screwed up and crumpled paper. It's very vintaged in the background. A little bit of animal print going on here. So again, it's one of those pieces that are a little bit rice paper-esque. You've got lots happening, or almost like it's cracked ice. So you've got 8 of those colours, and they will work beautifully with your collections. So I'm going to transfer my cardstock and turn it round. And I do this by going to print at the top. For those of you that are new to My Craft Studio, there's a lot of help and education that our lovely Diane has actually put on there for you. But across the top are little tabs, and each time you print, you press one of these and open it up, it drops into additional things that you can actually use. Now, if I just go home at the minute, if I go print here, that is where you want to print to a printer. To go up here to this print, this key, press that, and this is where I can change the orientation of the sheet of paper that's on my screen. So I'm going to click that little drop down box, and I'm going to change it to landscape. It's that easy. Then I click the home key, and it gives me all of my, these are the ones that you use the most. And my favourite is the undo and delete. I like the copy as well. So let's just do a little bit of a creation, and then I'll show the images that I've actually made, my ones. And then we'll do a little bit of a project, put that together. So when I'm working with this, first of all, I chose the texture in the background that I wanted to work with. You have to click on the item that you're working with to make any changes. So you will see that you've got boxes around all the sides, and you have the little disc at the top. This changes your direction. Okay, so I've turned that and made it into landscape, and I'm just going to hold on. So these to center sides and center top and bottom just extend. Okay, the corner squares work in ratio. Okay, so if you've got an actual image or a little character, if you want to resize, I always use the corners because it keeps them in the right ratio so they look right, unless you want to change them to be really tall and skinny. So that is going to be my backing paper for this particular one. However, I'm going to go into effects. Now, these are 4 super little buttons. So here is your files where you can navigate around your USB, and you've got access to everything that you're needed. This one is your brushes, so it's exactly that. You can change your colorway and things in here. This little picker, you can click on here, it turns into a pencil. As soon as I click somewhere on here, it gives me a colorway, which is brilliant. You can set that, and that sets it on to your image. You've got your layers. This gives you the list of things that you've got going on if you need to have a look at where things are. And then my favorite is the effects. So in here, this is where you're going to find all of your opacity, your hue, your saturation, the blur, which I really like because you can have real soft focus on there if you want. And then you've got an emboss function, swirl. You've got a colour boost. So if you want to add in an injection of colour into it, you've got your faded edges, which again is a favourite of mine that I like to use. You've got the softer edges, so you can bring in that it's a rectangle or a circle, which again, that's another one of my favourites. You can create a vignette, a drop shadow, bleach and distort, which all of these just have a little play. Just use the slide bars up and down and you can see what is actually happening. But for me on this one, I do want it a little bit softer in the background like that. Okay, I've just taken it down maybe a little bit more, and then I can work with the files. So I'm going to go back to files, and I want the scene building. Now when I'm working with anything, I actually bring on everything that I want. So I want one of those, I want one of those, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm working everything with the blue. Okay, scroll down again, I want that one, and again, and I'd like the bud, and I want both of the leaves. So I'm bringing everything on that I need, and I need the full image, okay? In addition to that, I'm going to bring on a couple of pieces of the white and that one. So I've got some white elements to add into here as well. Now, what I'm actually going to do is create a lovely little bouquet. Like I said, if you click on it, this is where you can then change the orientation and create what you're wanting to work with. So I am going to make that a little bit bigger. Then I'm going to bring in some of the other elements, and I'm just going to place them where I want them to be. If for some reason it's not where you need it to be, like that is behind, I actually need it to be behind. This one, the actual stem is in front. If you click on it and highlight it, right click, this then opens up this little window. So if you go to order, you can bring things to the front, send things to the back, bring forwards or send backwards. If I click on that, I'm going to click it again, right click again. Click on that one, right click. Order, send backwards, and then again, order, send backwards. It's actually moved it now, so the stem sits behind, which is what I needed it to do. I can bring these other elements in like so, change where they are, so they're just tucked in, and you know, they're just a little bit of a sneak of a hint of them behind. I want my lovely bud. I'm going to copy, right click again and paste. So I've got two of those. I can change one so it's growing in a different direction. I'm going to highlight it. Now, a quick way of putting it behind something is go to order and send backwards. Okay, send to back, sorry, send to back. Now, but it's now behind that paper, okay? So what I need to do is highlight it, and if I click order, bring forwards, it's now in front of the paper, which makes it much easier and a little bit quicker rather than keep doing it all the time. Highlighting the next bud, click on it, order, send to back, and because it's already highlighted, order, bring forwards, and it's now on top. I can now add in a few other elements and add in a few finishing touches, so I can bring in some extra leaves and pop them where I want them, and then I've got that little white one as well. So now what I can do is I'm going to move that away, created a little bouquet. I'm coming away from my imagery. I'm going to left click and hold the cursor down, highlight across all of it. Now all of those elements are now highlighted, and here I want to group. Okay, so if I group, hopefully it's all one image now, which is fabulous. And you only actually do this work once. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So now it's again going to be changed and resized as I need it to be, okay, in ratio. So I've done all the work already. If I want to change this way and make it, oops, click on that, make it much bigger, I've got a whole sheet of imagery, okay? Really like that. So that's A4 portrait, okay? However, I'm not wanting it that way. I want it this way. So let's change it back to here. And then I can have it off the edge. Now, if you do a print of an image and it's over the edge, it looks like it's been printed professionally, okay? You can also then bring it in like so, which is lovely. Again, print that off, and then you've got lots of space at this side to actually do some journaling, or maybe it's a scrapbook page that you're working on. However, something that I actually really like to do is make a card front. So that is my card front, because remember, when I print this off, I'm going to score down here. So that's the back and this is the front, okay? I'm now going to go back to my textures. I'm going to bring the same texture on, but you'll see it is actually still quite dark. Going to my digital punches, basic shape. I'm just going to drop down a little bit at a time until I get the oval. Pop the oval on here. I'm going to put it over the top of this, use the ratio one until I've got it kind of shape that I need it to be. Just make it a little bit wider. Okay, so I'm happy with what that looks like. Bring it over here because this is the piece of paper I'm wanting to punch, and I'm going to keep the inner. I'm going to move that, and now that has given me a lovely oval that is a different colourway. I'm now going to right click, go to order, send backwards, and that is now my card front. Okay, if you want to, you can then put your text and things on here, but that is now my card front, and now I can show you all of those different stages of what I've printed out. So let's go back over here. Okay, so if I go to the very first one, so I made the first one and I made myself a fabulous image. So that in itself is just lovely. So it's a backing paper for whatever you might want to use it. And that is the portrait element. If I take the portrait one away, there is another one here. There it is. I've hidden it. Then remember I turned it round and I did it over the edge. And now can you see how it looks like it's a professional print? Because it has fallen over the edge. So at this point, photos on here, journaling, scrapbooking pages are beautiful. So we've made one whole image. It could be a print that you want in a room. So you could have made a piece of art to go in a frame, or it can then be a backing paper. It then turns into be scrapbooking or a journal page, which is lovely. Then it can then also be the card, okay? So I actually popped happy anniversary on here, score it down and actually fold it, and that is my card itself, okay? So that's how I showed you to put that darker image underneath. However, I wanted this piece, so all I did to acquire that is I took this layer away and then printed it again. So once you've actually done all the work, which is this is where I started, all I needed to do once I'd grouped it all together was change the orientation of where I wanted it on my imagery, and then added in that bonus different colour oval to make it into a card front. So making this with the Minecraft Studio is just so easy and super, super simple. So what I actually want to do is I'm creating this lovely frame. So this is, ouch, one of those, it's from one of those, you know, everything's a pound kind of shop. So let's take that out of there. It's a little shadow box. And what I need is this piece here, okay? So I'm going to pop that on there like so. And I've just kind of got it on all sides. And I'm just going to draw myself a line all the way around. Yes, that's right. I was just checking I'd taken out the right piece, like so. And then I've got a rough idea of where I'm cutting. Put my glasses on. Oops. Not sure whether actually I cut my hair there a second when I moved that, because I've got my scissors in my hand. So let's trim this down. Like so. And I don't mind that I've got this white space. I actually quite like that because ovals and rectangles work really well together, okay? And some of this you're actually going to not see because it's going to be hidden within the frame. So let's take that away. Obviously, I'll keep that piece for other elements. And then snip into here. So I've now got a piece of backing paper that if I slide that in there like so, let me just trim that off. Just going to trim that down so it doesn't catch in that corner like that. I can now have that. So once I turn that round, I'm going to have that lovely image, and that in itself in a frame Isn't that just beautiful? So you can change your home decor to suit whatever it is the changing of the season. So at the moment, I know there's an awful lot of you that are changing your decor to autumnal and putting oranges and things in there. Well, you can actually do, make imagery yourself without having to use the same frames again and again and again, but just change your pictures that are inside your images, which is just brilliant. I love the fact that we can do that. So I'm going to keep my image in the middle here, and I've got some of my cuts already. So in here, I've got my Build a Bouquet ones, and then I have got some pieces here already that I've cut. Now I could go in first of all, and look how fine this is. This is almost like working with the real flowers, because the real flowers are this fine. Okay, they are super fine. And when you pick these up, when you hold the flowers, they are really delicate. So I love that it actually gives you that proper delicate feel. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of shape like so. And that's my first point of call, actually in the middle. Now having the background there is going to be a big help to me. So I'm just going to get one of my glue sticks, and I am using the 3D glue gel because it's my favourite form of using this for decoupage. There we go. And then there, and there. And then pop that. See how delicate this is? It's really, really fine. That's now going to sit in that position just there, okay? Just lovely. And now I'm going to go to another one, and I'm going to snip into this one. But I don't get rid of any of the greenery. That's going to be what I'm keeping. So just here at the base, I'm going to trim into that there and keep it rounded. This, I'm just going to trim that stem off because I will be using it and cutting into it. And then to add myself some 3D, put a little bit of shape into this, and then right in the middle there, I'm just going to press down again so it reshapes the form of the flower. So it actually looks very much like a flower, okay? And then another layer I can add, again, cut around there, okay? Again, I'm snipping that off because I'm keeping it. And then for this one, I want to keep some of the shape across the bottom, but I don't want these three pieces here. So I'm going to snip at that pip, at that one, and there. Turn it round, snip again. The next one, there's a little pip there and there. So I've taken out those pieces, and it's now left me with this. I'm going to flip that over again, and I work from the back, but when I turn it this way, I am going to press there in the middle again to make the flower trumpet again, okay? Now, with the glue gel, and again, a little tiny bit in the middle, building up that imagery. That one's going to sit on top. That is then the next one. And again, when you've done your decoupage, it is just like doing a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, push that down. And then obviously I've got the other greenery. I've got this little one that I want to pop in. And the reason I'm using the smaller one at this point is also because it goes in a different direction, mainly, is the main focus of this one, because it's going to give me a different flow to the image that I'm making, this lovely little frame. And like I say, you can be doing this with lots of your flower of the months, because I know there's an awful lot of you out there that collect this. I'm going to tuck that in, and I'm having it over the front, okay? So that's where you start to get the realism of your flowers. Because when something grows, it doesn't all just grow in a straight line. When you're actually looking at a plant, you will get flowers and buds that overlap. And then I'm going to pop some of my leaves in it as well. And then I want a couple of the elements, the buds, etc. I've got a piece here that I'm going to use that I've already shaped. And like I say, those aren't going anywhere. I will keep this, but I'm going to just snip there like so, because I want that piece of greenery. Now your greenery, when you're making something like this and you're working with florals, is really important. Okay, I think sometimes your greenery is actually more important than your florals themselves, because without it I would just have a lot of blue going off, but because I've got the greenery, it makes it pop. So I'm just going to get hold of this. Whoops. Pull these out, because what I'm actually going to need is, I want the green leaves, some more of those, and I want these particular long buds and this. So now I'm actually making my own floral, and that one, just one of those. And I like to keep it all in odd numbers if I can. I don't need that one. So now, just very quickly, turn these over. Whoops. Working from the back. Okay. On all of these. Just adding a little bit of shape to everything. Whoops. It's escaping me. It's run away. And these larger leaves. And the larger leaves have got just that slightly different colour tone to them, which is really good, because you need it to break up that background. So add in a little bit of glue onto the back of these, and then it just helps that I can just then build. And I don't have to stop and think, oh, I want that one there, I want that one there. I actually, because I've already got a plan, I'm able to do this and actually put the glue on ready. Okay, and then I do want the greenery. And it's going to sit behind a frame, so nobody's going to be touching it. It's going to be behind that glass. So the added bonus to that is that you don't need to glue every little single piece of your elements down. So now, using my tweezers, I'm going to pop that, lift what's already there. That's going behind. Again, lift what's already down, put that behind. I've got this little piece that overlaps. I've got my buds that I need to bring in, because they're the taller elements. Oops, stuck to my tweezers. One. And then this one. Because you will find that they grow in lots of different directions. I've not put anything on that other bud. And by doing this and giving you all these different elements, you can actually create height as well, okay? And like I say, the realism that you get, because you've got the versatility of being able to tuck in and hide some of your workings by using all of these elements. Let's pop a little leaf in there. I want one here. That one is going to sit where the bud is. And then I've got this final one that, again, because it is a bud, I'm going to lift that right up, tuck that under there, and then put that one back on, because I do think it will fit in my frame. And again, just to do a little bit of manoeuvring, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a pat, because I want to make sure it's actually settled. Bring my frame back in, like so. Pop the back on, like this. I've made sure that I've actually put that the right way up, she says. I've made sure. And there is your beautiful image, and that's a lovely piece that you could gift. And look, when you actually walk to it and have a look at it, you can see how much depth that you can get in there, and that's using all of those elements all together. So I just love it when you can create something. Not only, I know we do show you a lot of cards, but I just wanted to share something that was a little bit more on the home decor side. So super cheap little shadow box frames, and you can change it with every mood that you want to change now with one of these. They are just adorable. Thank you very much for coming along and watching the launch of our fabulous new Highlight Crafts Flower of the Month Morning Glory, and it is stunningly beautiful, so delicate. Don't forget to give us a like and share as well. Click that little bell in the corner, give us a thumbs up. If you then click the bell that's all coloured in, so that will then be able to give you all the notifications. So whenever we load up to YouTube, you're also benefiting because you'll get a notification to say that our education and inspiration is there for you to have a look at. So thank you again for joining me, and we'll see you all next time. Take care.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all of our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.